Internal Revenue Service IRS tax news. Truckers must pay heavy highway vehicle use tax by August 31st. IRS Tax Tip 2021-122, August 19, 2021. The heavy vehicle use tax is assessed annually on heavy highway motor vehicles operating on public highways with a taxable gross weight of 55,000 pounds or greater. The deadline to file and pay heavy highway vehicle use tax is Tuesday, August 31st. All taxpayers who file Form 2290, there's a link to Form 2290 here, are encouraged to do so electronically. Those with 25 or more taxed vehicles must e-file. All the information needed to file on the Trucking Tax Center. So there's a link to the Trucking Tax Center here. Here are the steps taxpayers should follow. Gather information. Filers will need these things to complete and file their 2290. So an employer identification number is required. Taxpayers cannot use the Social Security number, so you need an EIN. Anyone who doesn't have an EIN, employee identification number, can apply online. There's a link to that application process here. It's a pretty straightforward process to do. Taxpayers should use the same name on their Form 2290 as was assigned to them with their EIN. So you want to make sure the EIN matches up the name. Remember, the IRS sees you as a number, but you got to match that up to the name as well. So the name control, there's a link to the name control on Form 2290, must match their EIN. Vehicle identification number of each vehicle. Taxable gross weight of each vehicle. Filers can use the table on page 2 of Form 2290 to calculate their tax for vehicles based on each vehicle's weight. File. There are two ways taxpayers can file Form 2290. There's an e-file. There's a link to the e-file process here. All taxpayers can file electronically for faster processing. The advantage of e-filing Form 2290 is the IRS provides a watermarked Form 2290 Schedule 1 to the taxpayer within minutes of receiving the e-filed return. Paper filers receive their Schedule 1 within 6 weeks after the IRS receives the return. Taxpayers who are reporting 25 or more vehicles are required to file electronically. By paper, taxpayers can complete Form 2290. There's a link to that here. And then mail it to the IRS. Files can go to the Form 2290 instructions. There's a link to those instructions for the correct mailing address. So you want to make sure, of course, you send it to the right place. You can look for the instructions to do so. So pay. There are several ways the taxpayer can pay this tax. They have the credit card or debit card payment. Filers can pay by internet, phone, or mobile device. Electronic funds withdrawal. Taxpayer can authorize a direct debit when they file electronically. Electronic federal tax payment system. Using this system requires advanced enrollment and check or money order. Mail Form 2290 and Form 2290V, the voucher in essence, payment voucher to the Internal Service, P.O. Box 93250, Louisville, Kentucky 40293-2500. There'll be a link to this in the description if you want to look at that in more detail here and pick up that address. So those who are unsure if they are required to file this form can use the Do I Need to Pay the Heavy Highway Vehicle Use Tax tool. There's a link to that tool here. Using this tool, owners answer a series of questions to help determine if they are required to pay highway use tax. All right.